What's going on, NFL fans? It's Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports, and you're watching NFL Daily. Before we get into some of my free agency predictions around some of the top dudes on the market this offseason, today's show is presented by Roan. I don't know if y'all can tell, I feel great. Why? Because when I'm looking good, I feel good, and I want you guys to go to roan.com/chatsports, but make sure you use promo code CHATSPORTS, 20% off the commuter shirt. You can wear this thing out for drinks, maybe a little special date night. You know what I'm talking about, guys. And ladies, too. Put your man in something that you wanted to see them in. Shout out to Roan for sponsoring today's show. So my show today, we're going to be looking at Javon Hargrave, Jessie Bates, and Jamel Dean. I believe that right now these are probably the top three defensive players on the free agent market. And anytime big-name guys hit the open market, there's going to be a lot of money flying around. There's going to be a lot of people figuring out where they could potentially sign. So I'm going to give you some top destinations, some landing spots, and then ultimately a prediction on all three of these players. Let's first start, though, with defensive tackle Javon Hargrave. He's going to be 30 years old for the 2023 season. Right now, he's 29 years old, coming off an incredible year. I believe that he is regarded as the top defensive tackle in free agency. According to PFF, he is number 4 on their list in their top 100. Hargrave is an elite, and I mean an elite interior pass rusher. There's going to be some teams out there that look for DTs in terms of being good run stoppers, and Hargrave is a average run stopper. But when you have the ability to get after the quarterback, take on double teams, and when your defensive tackle can get himself 11 sacks, I mean, I would say right now the top 3 defensive tackles, if I were to have a guy on a game right now and I got to win, I'm taking Aaron Donald, I'm taking Chris Jones, and I'm taking Javon Hargrave. One of the biggest reasons why the Philadelphia Eagles are in the Super Bowl is because they dominate in the trenches. And Hargrave, no matter where he goes, is going to help his team do that. So in terms of some top destinations, I got the Cleveland Browns on this list. They have needed the defensive tackle for quite some time. Las Vegas, also very weak defensive tackle room. Arizona, they need some help in the interior. Chicago's going to be on a lot of lists. Why? They got about $98 million in salary cap space, according to Over the Cap. The next closest team is at like 58. If Chicago just wants to start throwing some dollar bills around, they have the ability to do it. And then there's Philadelphia. Philadelphia's got a lot of big-time players, and they're going to have to decide who they want to pay. If they do end up winning a Super Bowl, hell, even if they lose it, you have to sit there at the table if you're Howie Roseman. You're like, do we bring him back, or do we potentially allocate our money somewhere else? I don't know, maybe like a Jalen Hurts contract. So what do you guys think here? If you're watching Chat Sports with all 3 of these players coming up, I'm going to tell you my prediction, but I want you to give me your 2 cents as well. I love talking sports. I've been doing it my entire life with my friends, my family, hell, random strangers at a bar. That's when I do these shows. That's how I want them to be. So I'm going to go down to the YouTube comments, and I'm going to see where you think all these players are going to go. So Javon Hargrave, where's he going to play in 2023? I'm looking into my crystal ball here, and I have him going to the Cleveland Browns. The Browns have a huge need at defensive tackle. Jadeveon Clowney, he's going to be a free agent, and if you want to be able to compete in the AFC North where Joe Burrow lives, where Lamar Jackson is, you need to be able to get after the quarterback. And Cleveland's new defensive coordinator, Jim Schwartz, remember, he coached Hargrave back in 2020, and then also on top of that, Schwartz was with Pittsburgh, and he helped get him to Philadelphia. So there is a big connection there, and Cleveland has some money to spend. This past season, according to PFF, he played in 711 snaps, an overall grade of 78.2. The run defense grade is a little bit lacking, but you know what? I'll take a defensive tackle that can get 11 sacks and a 90.8 pass rush grade in today's NFL. Before I show you where the other 2 players are going to go, all I want you to do real quick is do 2 things. Hit the subscribe button underneath the video, and there's going to be a notification bell. You turn on that notification bell. That way you never miss anything. But I take a lot of pride in Chat Sports being an interactive channel. So you know what I wanted to do? These were 5 people that are part of the Noti Gang. Mitch, what's the Noti Gang? I'm glad you asked. It's people who I know have the noties on, and every time we drop a video, they take a lot of pride in trying to get into that comment section first. So shout out to Teo D. Topic, Fred Kessler, CA, Jeff Bartlett, and then I believe it says Chris Lancaster 7. Do you live in Lancaster? I'm from the 570 myself. We got more predictions coming up here, but again, today's show, y'all, It is presented by Roan. I think that their commuter shirts are super durable. They're super comfortable. You can wear them in any type of occasion. 20% off using promo code ChatSports. So men closets, let's be real, man. They were due for a radical reinvention. And Roan stepped up to the challenge. Roan's commuter collection is the most comfortable, breathable, and flexible set of products known to man. Going from work to any occasion, whether that be date night, happy hour, out with friends, Roan, they're going to have you looking stylish. The commuter collection can get you through any work day and straight into whatever comes next. Head to roan.com/chatsports and use promo code ChatSports to save 20% off your entire order. That's 20% off your entire order when you head to RHONE.com/chatsports and use code ChatSports. You're going to be able to find this in the comments and in the description section. Personally, for me, I like simplicity. Also, on top of that, I remember when I used to live in the New York area, Boston area, and I spent a lot of money on dry cleaners. It also was a hassle going to the dry cleaner. I didn't want to have to deal with it. You can put these shirts in the wash. Simple, they look great, and from what I understand, I don't know, my significant other, she seems to like it too. Let's go to the next player here, Jessie Bates. Where is he going to end up signing? Last offseason, the Cincinnati Bengals, they franchise tagged him. Doesn't really seem like that's going to happen this season because if they do it again, it's going to cost them more money. One of the things that I love about Bates is he is a very durable player, and I would say he is the top free agent safety on the market. Anytime you can find a player that's played in 5 straight seasons with over 1,000 snaps, that's great. When you also see a player that has played in a Super Bowl, and he's also playing in the AFC Championship game, I like to see that. His size at 6 foot, 200 pounds, he can move all over the football field. Not afraid to tackle, but he's also a big-time ball hawk. 4 interceptions, 8 pass breakups this past season for Cincinnati. There's going to be a lot of teams looking at him, and there obviously should. I will say there are certain teams that value safety play more than others. Seattle's always been a team that values safety play. The Dallas Cowboys, for example, not so much. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they need some extra safeties. If I was Cincy, I would try to figure out a way to bring him back. He's obviously been great on that defense. The Atlanta Falcons, they are really interested in Bates. And then there's the Green Bay Packers. Adrian Amos, he's going to be a free agent. But if they do decide to try to, not tank, but rebuild a little bit, it's probably the proper word if Aaron Rodgers leaves, then I don't know if Green Bay is going to be a team to go out and get him. So where is Jessie Bates going to be playing football in 2023? No matter what happens, when big-time players get dealt, we're going to be getting you videos, and if they end up signing with a team that we have a channel for, I promise you're going to want to subscribe to that channel. It's going to be a great time. So where's Jessie Bates going to be playing football in 2023? We have him going to the Atlanta Falcons, and the Falcons right now have a below-average secondary. The ATL also has the second most in cap space behind only the Chicago Bears at $56.4 million, according to Over the Cap. Bates, I also think, is going to pair really well with Richie Grant, who came out of UCF, entering his second year in the NFL. And if you have a really good secondary in a weak division, I do think it's ultimately a good recipe for success. Last year, Bates, according to PFF, overall grade of 76.8. That run defense grade of 84.8, pass rush grade of 53.1, the coverage grade of 72.9. When I look at Bates and I look at a safety, I look at the run defense grade, I look at the coverage grade. Both of those things Bates can do, and I'm not going to lie to y'all, those Bengals white jerseys, they're pretty icy. Let's go to Jamel Dean here, the next player figuring out where the top cornerback on the market is going to be signing this offseason. The Bucs could look to rebuild since Tom Brady decided to retire, which kind of puts Dean in an awkward situation, getting ready to hit the prime time of his career. Does he take the bag? Does he try to play for a winning team? If I'm Dean, I try to get the bag. His size, his athleticism, his physicality is what I think makes him a true cornerback one in the NFL. Since this young man has come out of Auburn, he's had a lot of eyes on him. At 6'1", 206 pounds, he has shown why he has really been able to help out that Buccaneers secondary. Now, I will say this, the Bucs secondary at times has played well. They've also dealt with a lot of injuries, which Dean has dealt with here at time again. 57 tackles, 2 interceptions, 8 pass breakups, and there's going to be a lot of teams vying for Dean this offseason. The Arizona Cardinals, they've been searching for a cornerback for a long time, but this could be another team. With the number 3 overall pick, could they potentially rebuild? The draft's very deep this year in cornerback play. The Detroit Lions, the Bucs, could they end up bringing them back? The Carolina Panthers, you just want to steal them from your interdivision rival. Then the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings have a great offense. Their defense, though, is bad. And I think their defense ultimately cost them being able to go further. Patrick Peterson, he's a free agent. You need to find another player there. And if the Vikings could get themselves a cornerback one, it would go a long, long way for them. So where's Jamel Dean going to be playing in 2023? I mean, I don't know if you've gotten the whole jixt or whatever the word I'm looking for here. Is that the word? Just, that's the word I'm looking for. Of this show. That's what we're trying to do. I'm giving you out all these potential landing spots, and then we're going to figure out where is he going. So Jamel Dean, we got him going to the Detroit Lions. The Lions are going to be aggressive this offseason. I think when they beat the Green Bay Packers that final week, kicking them out of the playoffs, Dan Campbell was like, we got to go all in this year. And honestly, Dean's physicality, it matches Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell is as fiery of a head coach, and he is a man that I just root the hell for. Detroit's defense also last offseason, it was terrible. A wise man once said, this Lions defense is, and I quote, cheeks. If you want to help get this defense back on track, getting a really good cornerback can help you do that. He's got an overall grade of 77.9, a run defense grade of 82.5 according to the PFF, pass rush grade of 48.6. But what do I look for in cornerbacks? I'm going to look for a guy who can cover, and I'm going to look for a guy who's not afraid to actually tackle somebody. That's who Jamel Dean is. So here are my free agency predictions. Javon Hargrave, he's going to the Cleveland Browns. Jessie Bates going to the Atlanta Falcons. Then I got Jamel Dean going to the Lions. If you made it this far in the video, I salute you. Hit that subscribe button. If you don't like the videos you get after a week, unsubscribe. You got nothing to lose. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your Sunday. And as always, here at Chat Sports, we're friends. We're family. We're going to have awesome discussions. I'm going to be looking in the comments to see where you think all these players are going to be playing this upcoming season.